Hello and welcome. I'm Holly and welcome to this Explore the Feet flow. So I tend to come back to this practice regularly. I find that it's one of my favourites. The exploring the feet is a really lovely way to just really allow a good foundation for your whole yoga practice. If we think about the ways that our lives have evolved over many years, we've perhaps become a little bit more sedentary. Lives have become a little bit more convenient. We can simply sit at home, order things online. Like, we don't even have to leave our house nowadays. Like, things are so convenient for us. We're not even getting on our feet as much as perhaps we used to many, many years ago. So although our lifestyles have changed, the mechanics of the body, the skeleton of the body, particularly the feet, is still the same. We've still got the same bones and they haven't changed. So whilst our lifestyles have changed, this means that the feet are suffering. They're not being used so much. They're being perhaps put into badly fitted shoes. We're not walking as much. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done to allow the feet to really open up and spread the toes. If there's tightness in the feet, then there's often repercussions throughout the rest of the body. So it's really key that we really pay attention to our feet. So this practice, I'm going to take you through some of my favourite ways to really explore lots of space into the toes, lots of space into the arch of the foot, and just really focusing on being grounded through the feet. And this is really nice and useful to take into your everyday life. So rather than just using this on your yoga mat, perhaps it's something you can incorporate when you're out walking. Can you walk a little bit more out on the ground barefoot? Especially for us here in Brighton, whilst the weather's nice, like being outdoors, trying to be barefoot a little bit more, being more mindful of the way that you walk on the ground. And this will also help your posture. So let's begin in a comfortable seated position. I'm on a block, so feel free to sit on a block if that works to help elevate your spine and let your knees just relax down a little bit. So just take a moment to just settle in, feel the seat bones heavy into the surface beneath you. Let the elbows soften, and we'll take a couple of shoulder rolls, but rather than just simply moving your arms, I want you to think about squeezing and hugging your shoulder blades back, and from your shoulders, take a few shoulder rolls. So you're mindfully really working through those shoulders. A couple of times backwards. Good, and then a couple of times forwards, and really work from those shoulders. Perfect, well done. Settle back into center, sit tall, lift the crown of the head to the sky. Let's take 3 breaths to arrive. So feel free to let the eyes close. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And then pursing the lips as if you're blowing out a candle, exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let this exhale slow down. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Now just keeping your breath steady, keeping your attention here on this mat, this practice today. Let's gently open the eyes, bring the feet into a sort of diamond shape, or the legs into a diamond shape. And we're going to begin with some simple foot massage. So if you can, take your socks off if you've got them on, and just start to use the heel of your thumb as a good firm surface to rub into the arches of your feet. And just notice how that feels. How do the arches feel? So there's quite a lot of tightness there, maybe not, just notice it. So a lot of connective tissue, the fascia of the feet. So the fascia can be described as this sort of like web-like surface, this kind of cling film that wraps around all those muscles and joints. And that itself can get quite tight. So just rubbing it, massaging it to just give a bit more freedom and space into the arch of the foot. And then you're going to take the heel of the thumb to the base of the big toe. So not just the actual toe that we physically see here, but down into that base right there where you feel a bit more lumpy. Because this is a really key foundation for lots of balancing and standing on your feet. The base of the big toe, and then rubbing your thumbs to the base of the little toe. So that's second key point for anchoring, for being straight, to stand evenly when you balance on one leg perhaps. And then rubbing your thumbs down to the heel of your foot. Your third key anchor point. Good. So just notice how that feels. Maybe give your legs a stretch out and just see how that feels at the moment. You're then going to bring your legs back in. We'll start with the right foot. So you're going to grab the right foot, and essentially it's like you're giving your foot a bit of a handshake. So with the right foot, can you take your left fingertips and wrap them in between each of your toes? Now, if you are quite tight in your feet, your toes quite tight, then this can feel quite hard. And if it's at all any cramp sensation in your feet, that's normal, especially if you're not used to doing this. So just come out of it, return when it feels good. But we're just going to try and actively use your toes to squeeze the fingers. So not the fingers doing the work, but the toes. So our toes, generally, we want them to be mobile. Lots of grip, lots of movement. But then this mid part of your foot, that arch of your foot, ideally a stable component of the foot. And then the heel, your ankle joint is mobile, a hinge joint here. So let's try and keep the midfoot stable and just start to mobilize through your toes. So whilst you've got this handshake position, you're going to roll around your toes, a bit like you're holding onto a jockey stick, and you're just going to flex and point, circle it round, lots of different directions, whilst we try and keep the midfoot stable. Good, just a couple more times, and keep actively squeezing with your toes. Nice, when you're ready, nice big squeeze and release. How does that compare to the other side? A little bit of space already perhaps. Good, let's now take the left foot, handshake with the left foot, spread each toe wide enough to place your fingers in between, and keeping that mid part of the foot stable, you're just going to mobilize the toes. So moving around in circles to begin with perhaps. And I should have said squeeze with your toes. So really feel the muscles of your toes wake up. So the foot is so many little intrinsic muscles, so many joints there, joint rich area. So there's a lot that needs to be taken care of. Good, and then flexing and pointing through those toes. Maybe notice some clicks. Good. And then from there, keep squeezing with your toes, the grip of your toes. Good. And then release. Just notice how that feels already. Some space, hopefully. Wiggle out the toes. Notice if you can just move each toe individually, perhaps. Good, well done. Nice and slow. Let's begin to come off our seats and maybe removing your block and coming onto all fours nice and slowly. We're going to start by tucking the toes under. So you hopefully already feel a bit of space into the toes. But whilst you tuck the toes under, can you start to sit back a little bit and manually, with the help of your hands, spread your toes behind you. So again, this can be a difficult position for some people. Maybe again, you get that sensation of cramp. So by all means, if you need to flatten the feet, find a position that's comfortable, but try and come in and out of this pose to start to get lots of mobilizing into the feet. Mobilize those toes particularly. Good. Now, if it's bearable, stay put for a little bit. Take a couple of deep breaths. Bring your attention right into those feet. Well, probably hard to have not pay attention to it right now. Lots of sensations going into the toes. Good. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, place the hands down, and we're going to flatten the feet. So sitting back on your heels, notice how that feels, the length you press down into the front of your foot. You're going to keep pressing down into the front of the foot. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders as you lean forward, spread the fingertips, and then just press the hands into the ground, almost like you're pushing the floor away from you. So you're nice and broad and strong across your shoulders. From here, keep the feet flat. Can you just inhale and lift the knees? Maybe hover them off the mat and then exhale, lower. Let's do that again. Breathe in, push. Exhale, lower. I'm going to see if we can go a little bit higher. So breathe in, push into the ground, then exhale. Maybe those knees come a little bit higher. Good. Breathe in, push into the floor. Exhale, press the hips high. One more. Breathe in, push into the hands, push into the tops of the feet. Exhale. Well done, nice. A little bit of almost like handstand prep as well there. So roll out your shoulders. Notice that sensation into the backs of the fronts of the feet, in fact. And then walk your hands forwards nice and slow. Tuck your toes and find a downward facing dog position. So if it feels good to just walk out the feet, pedal out the feet, feel again that connection of the toes touching the ground. Spread those toes. Notice where your ankles are in space as well. If you've got any sort of pronation, that rolling in, rolling out of the midfoot, it's a good time to pay a little bit of attention to that. Can you ground down through those toe joints? Can you keep the ankles stable as well? Breathe in, breathe out. Let's take the feet a little closer together, side by side. We're going to inhale the right leg up into the air. And then as you exhale, hug that right knee forwards, but bring the knee into the center of your mat. Slightly, slide the right foot to a diagonal. You're then going to take the left leg, and can you plant that left knee right into the arch of your right foot? So we're getting right into that fascia again. So it's almost like you're doing quite a deep massage. You're pressing the knee right into the arch of that right foot. Now slightly squeeze that back heel towards your bottom. Maybe rise up on your fingertips, breathe. Maybe, just maybe if you want to, see if you can fly. So balance work also requires so much attention into the feet. So that right foot right now is anchoring down and then pushing through that left knee into the sole of that other foot, giving it a bit of a deep tissue massage. Good. And one more breath. Breathe in. Amazing. Breathe out. Release that left leg back. Reach the right leg to the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower with control. Good. Realign your hips there. Let's take the feet a little closer. Inhale, left leg to the sky. And then as you exhale, hug the knee forwards, but plant the knee to the center of the mat. Bring the sole of the foot out slightly to the diagonal. Right leg lifts, and then bending the knee, slot that right knee into the arch of your left foot. So wiggle it around, find that sweet spot. Might feel tender. Just find a spot that you can start to get. It needs to be bone on flesh, so not bone on bone. And then walk your hands up. Try and squeeze the back heel towards your bottom, and then start to see if you can balance. Lift your chest, breathe in, breathe out. Actively push into the ground, but rise up to the sky, breathe in. And then breathe out, well done. Release the hands, reach the right leg long. Inhale, rise up, three-legged down dog. Exhale, plant the foot to the floor. Well done. Take the feet out nice and wide as your mat. And then just sway your hips side to side in this wide-legged downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Nice. Let's start to walk our feet forwards. So really mindful steps, little steps like you're kissing the earth with your feet really gently. If you need to bend the knees, that's totally fine as well. But just make your way forwards and arrive at the top of your mat. Fold. Take the hands to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to the sky. Look up. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Nice. Well done. Breathe. Let's come to the center of our mats. A little bit more work into the feet and really helping you with your balance. So get focused, take your eyes to something still in front of you. Put a gentle gaze, not too fixed, not too tunnel vision. Right, let's take our feet about hip distance apart. Feel the toes, anchor into the big toe joint. And then we're going to inhale, rise up on our tiptoes as high as we can as we reach to the sky. We're then going to imagine that there's a wall behind us, imaginary wall, and we're going to start to exhale, glide our spine down that imaginary wall as we bend the knees and reach the arms forwards. Take a breath in, anchor the big toes, and then exhale slowly and controlled. Release heels, release hands. And again, inhale, rise, coming right up on your tiptoes. Notice the stability of your ankles. So can we keep them nice and strong? Breathe in, slowly roll down that imaginary wall. Breathe in. And then gently release heels, hands, breathe out. One more time. Anchor through the big toe joint. Rise up. Keep that midfoot stable. Your ankles stable. Breathe as we start to then lower through that. Again, gliding your spine down that imaginary wall. Breathe in and then breathe out. Amazing, well done. Take yourself to the top of your mat again. Again, slow steps. Feel the feet on the ground and let's flow for a moment. And take your hands to your heart in prayer. Bring your attention to your feet. I hope they feel already so much more open, so much more that you can engage with into the toes, into the ground. Let's start by taking a breath in, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold, hinge at the hips. Take the hands to the shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You can step or you can jump to plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can lower knees or move through chaturanga. Inhale, a back bend of your choice. Maybe it's cobra here. Maybe it's locust here. Exhale, press into the hands, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Nice, looking forwards. We're going to inhale, sweep right leg to the sky. But then exhale, step it forwards about halfway on your mat. I did it with a straight leg, but feel free to do it with a bent knee. This time, inhale, left leg to the sky. And exhale, step it through to the top. So walking, standing splits. Inhale, reach right leg to the sky. And then exhale, nice and slow and controlled, plant it at the top, feet to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reach the arms to the sky. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. And again, continue to flow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Slow transitions. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, plant your palms. Maybe you step. Maybe you jump. Breathe in. Exhale, maybe you lower knees or chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice, again, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, this time left leg reaches to the sky. Exhale, step it halfway forwards on your mat. Good. Inhale, reach right leg high. Exhale, step it through to the top of the mat. You're nearly there. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, plant forwards, both feet to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Open the arms out like wings. We rise. Inhale, float the hands up. Exhale, back to stand tall. Connect down through your feet. Let's add on. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Feel your feet on the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, again, step, jump, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, maybe it's an up dog, or if you're taking it easier, just a cobra or sphinx. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, let's take feet side by side. Inhale, sweep right leg to the sky. And then as you exhale, start to slowly hug the knee to the tummy and step that right foot through to the top. Now anchor through both feet. Inhale, rise up to a high lunge. Exhale, find some buoyancy into your hips, knees, ankles. And then we're going to slightly lean forwards here. Come now over your toes on that left foot and you're right on the top of that left foot. Again, maybe a slight feeling of cramp here. So be really mindful of your pressure. Lean a little bit into that front foot. Reach the arms out like wings. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. We're going to then roll back over the back toes, bend the back knee, straighten the front leg and anchor through that front heel as much as you can. Start to balance, lean back matrix style. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice. Again, inhale. And then as you exhale, sweep the arms forwards to the top of your mat. Hands parallel, shoulder width apart. Press the floor away like we started with at the beginning. Reach the left leg to the sky. Now you can bend that right knee. Maybe that's enough. Or you might want to pop up. So slightly reaching that left leg in the air. And then bend into that right knee. Push the floor away. Straight leg, straight arm, sorry. And then bounce. Little couple of bounces here. One more time, and release. Well done. Feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up to the sky. Inhale. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Maybe you got your heart rate going. Good. Inhale, rise up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale. Maybe it's a step, maybe it's a jump back to plank. Breathe in. Exhale, lower knees or chaturanga. Breathe out. Inhale, your back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice. From here, inhale the left leg into the sky. Anchor your palms. And then exhale, hug the knee to the tummy. Step the left foot through. Anchor your feet. Inhale, rise. High lunge. Exhale, find some buoyancy. Good. Now, if you feel like you're in a little bit of a tightrope here with your feet, feel free to go a little wider. So we're going to start to lean our body weight forwards. Roll over the back foot, the back toes. Anchor through that back foot. Breathe in. Open the arms like wings. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice. Slowly roll over the back toes. Bend the knee. And then anchor the front foot. Straighten the leg. Lean back. So you might wobble like me. That's fine. I want you to really pay your attention into that right foot, anchoring of the right big toe. Oh, more wobbly on this side, and anchoring through that front heel. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, windmill the hands to the ground. Again, hands anchored under the shoulders. Push the ground away. Inhale, right leg to the sky. And then if you bend into that left knee, again, maybe some hops, handstand hops. Right leg high, keep the leg nice and straight. And then as you pop up, maybe the left knee eventually comes up. I can cheat here, I've got the ceiling. And then slowly come back through to stand at the top of your mat. Well done, take a breath in, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Rise up, inhale. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Take a breath, breathe. Good. From here, taking yourself back into the center of your mat. And then as we did before, feet parallel, anchoring through the big toe joint. Let's inhale, rise up. Find that imaginary wall behind. Exhale, begin to lower. Breathe in. Can you go a little bit lower? Breathe out. Now super slow. Feel free to use your hands. Bring them to the floor if you need to. Maybe you can try without. We're going to inhale. Slowly sweep the knees forwards. Reach the hands back. Exhale. Couple more times like that now. So transitioning back and forth using the mobility of your ankles now and your toes. See, maybe you need the hands like me there. Breathe in, rise. Breathe out, reach the heels forward, the toes and knees forward. Inhale, press back. Oop. So really explore here. You might come to the heels. See if you can just pivot your weight back and forth, rolling over the toes. Again, you might need your hands to help. Back and forth. So explore the range through your ankles, through your toes. And just one last time. Release the heels. Maybe use your hands to help to come to find the ground behind. Come to slowly lie on your back. Just slowly rolling the knees around in different directions. A hug of the knees into the chest. Let your arms reach up overhead. And just relax through the backs of the ribs. Try not to let them flare up here. So settle through the backs of the ribs. Anchor through the hips. And then bring the feet into the air. So again, our feet take a lot of weight. Often on our feet down. So it's nice to bring them the other way, upside down now and again. Hence the handstands and then elevating the legs in the air. So just allow a bit of movement into your ankles, both directions. Good. Hug one knee to the chest, reach the other leg away, breathe in. And then breathe out, take a gentle twist over that straight leg side. Let your head turn in the opposite way of the twist. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice and slow. Come back through center. Hug both knees to chest. Reach the legs to the sky. And then opposite side. So I'm taking my left knee to my chest, right leg long, hug the knee in, breathe in. And then breathing out, twisting across the body, the opposite side. And then allow yourself to gaze the opposite direction of your bent knee. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Great. Nice and slowly back through center. Let your knees hug into the chest. Again, a rock on the back, side to side. And then just allowing yourself to bring the soles of the feet to touch. The knees open out like a book. Let your palms open away from the body as we now take this short but sweet Shavasana to close this practice. Notice the feeling of the soles of the feet touching, sensation into the hips. Feel free to stay in this position with the knees open, or if you feel allows you to fully relax with your legs straight out, come to find your full Shavasana pose. Let your eyes close. or your gaze to soften. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Just allow yourself to drop down into the ground so you feel heavy but soft. Allow the experience of this practice to just bake in and relax. Maybe you wish to stay here longer if you have that luxury of more time. Or if you'll be finishing your practice with me now, just start to awaken to your surroundings. Aware of the touch of the ground beneath your body. The fingers move, the toes move. You feel the ground beneath your fingertips, the texture of your mat, or the texture of whatever surface is beneath you. If you're lucky enough to be outdoors, feel the ground beneath you, the grass. And then just slowly let the head move side to side. Notice smells, tastes, colours, everything you notice now. Sounds. Let's take the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Maybe take a nice big yawn. Stretch the jaw and then hug your knees to your chest. And gently rock on your back, side to side. Back, and then gently rolling out to one side. As you make your way back to come to sit, and close this practice. Well done. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day. Hope those feet feel happy and I'll see you soon. Namaste.